Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Dawn. You know Allen Ginsberg? We're on to Allen Ginsberg Part 2. We're doing Allen Ginsberg, Supermarket in California. Look up A Supermarket in California. It's one of my favorite poems. And it's about just him walking around a supermarket in California and who he imagines is there. He thinks of Garcia Lorca, and he thinks about Walt Whitman, and he thinks about their homosexuality and how it fits into America at the time. Of course, that was his axe to grind. I hate to use that cliche, but that was one of the things that he really needed to talk about because of who he was. And he was a homosexual man who was discriminated against enormously. It's sort of extraordinary the level of discrimination that he had to face. And so that was kind of his thing to talk about. Now, if you could imagine, who do you see? Supermarkets are really sensuous places. And you walk in there and there's fruits and there's vegetables and there's smells and everything is screaming for your attention. And you'll see people as they walk in, they'll kind of get their heads down, and they do this unconsciously because it's just so much going on. And on top of everything, they figure out who their number one consumers are, what your age groups, and they put their music on the thing. And so that so it becomes a full sort of sensory experience. So if you could actually stop and experience it without looking like a lunatic, it would be just absolutely wonderful. You'd be traipsing over here and this, smelling things, and it's great. And because of the sensuality of that, you can do a Supermarket in California poem again. And who's walking in there, and it could be people like Ginsberg that you imagine. Who would I imagine? Who do I think? I think maybe Chandler and Rex Stout. They'd walk in there, and what the sorts of things they'd be thinking about. I'm just into mystery novels right now. I could also do Greene. And what would Greene, an America hater, think about an American supermarket? Man, after The Quiet American, which is a great novel, but it's also very critical, what would he say about this loud place and loud Americans? I don't know. That's an interesting thing to think about. It's also a way of getting at how do I perceive people. I don't perceive people in the same way that Greene does, although I like his work, right? So I could then challenge him about his discussion of Californians and Americans especially. I like Americans. Or what's another? I've been up in the forest for a long time. I think it would be fun to see the ghost of Gary Snyder, even though he's still alive. That might be interesting to do, right? What would Gary Snyder think of this? And of course, we could go and ask him, although I don't know his address, so I could knock on some random door. You don't know me, but okay. So take it any way you want to take this. Go any way you want to go with this. And this will be the last of our Ginsberg poetry. I think Ginsberg is interesting because he was so specifically of his time. Now it's time to update what he had to say to be specifically of our time. Okay, when you're done, put it down below, and I'll see you tomorrow in 30 Days Until Dawn.